I never thought I'd be the kind of person to blow up someone's wedding. But when it's your own wedding and betrayal smacks you in the face, you do things you never imagined. It all began months ago when I got engaged to Liam, the man I thought I'd spend the rest of my life with. We'd been together for 3 years, and he was charming, supportive, and everything I thought I wanted in a partner. My family loved him, and my sister, Jenna, was no exception. In fact, she seemed to adore him almost as much as I did. Jenna and I have always had a complicated relationship. She's the kind of person who thrives on attention, always the life of the party, always stealing the spotlight. Growing up, I was used to playing second fiddle. When I announced my engagement, I half expected her to find a way to make it about her. But instead, she seemed genuinely thrilled. She threw herself into the wedding planning, offering to help with everything from dress shopping to venue hunting. At first, I was touched by how involved she wanted to be. She was my maid of honor, after all, and she took her role seriously. She'd call me late at night with ideas for decorations or spend hours with me choosing floral arrangements. It felt like we were finally connecting as sisters. But then little things started to feel off. Liam would get texts late at night and quickly put his phone away, saying it was work stuff. Jenna, who usually posted every detail of her life on social media, started going quiet during family gatherings, disappearing for long stretches without explanation. Once, I walked into the room and saw her and Liam laughing together in a way that felt too intimate. When I asked what was so funny, they both brushed it off. I tried to ignore my gut feeling. I told myself I was being paranoid, that I should trust them. After all, Liam loved me, right? And Jenna was my sister. What reason would she have to betray me like that? 2 weeks before the wedding, everything came crashing down. My best friend Claire pulled me aside and said, "I don't know how to tell you this, but I think you need to know. I saw Liam and Jenna together." I froze. Together how? They were at a cafe near my office. At first, I thought it was just them hanging out, but then they were holding hands. And when they left, he kissed her. Not a friendly kiss, but you know, a kiss. My heart sank. Claire could see I was struggling to process this. So she pulled out her phone and showed me a picture she'd snapped. It was blurry, but unmistakable. It was Liam and Jenna, sitting way too close, looking like anything but platonic future in-laws. I didn't know what to do. I confronted Liam that night, shaking with anger and fear. At first, he denied everything. "What? Me and Jenna? That's ridiculous," he said, laughing nervously. Claire must have misunderstood. You know how people see what they want to see? When I brought up the photo, he got defensive. "Are you seriously going to throw away everything we've built over some blurry picture? This is our wedding, my name. Don't let someone else ruin it." Jenna's reaction was even worse. She acted outraged that I'd even think she'd betray me. "How could you accuse me of something so disgusting? I'm your sister," she yelled, tears streaming down her face. For a moment, I almost believed her, but something didn't sit right. I couldn't ignore the evidence, so I decided to dig deeper. I hired a private investigator, a move I never thought I'd make. Within days, I had all the proof I needed. Liam and Jenna had been seeing each other for months. There were photos, text messages, and even receipts from hotels they'd visited together. The texts were the worst. In one, Jenna joked about how clueless I was, and Liam replied, "She'll never find out. Let's just get through the wedding, and we'll figure it out." I was devastated. My sister, my fiancé, they'd been lying to my face while helping me plan the happiest day of my life. At first, I considered canceling the wedding quietly, confronting them behind closed doors. But then I thought, why should I protect their reputations? They didn't care about me when they were sneaking around behind my back. The day of the wedding arrived. I played my part perfectly, calm, excited, the picture of a glowing bride. Jenna was radiant in her maid of honor dress, and Liam looked dashing in his tuxedo. To everyone else, we seemed like a couple madly in love, surrounded by supportive family. But inside, I was seething. When it came time to exchange vows, I took a deep breath and said, "Before we begin, I have something important to say." Liam's smile faltered. Jenna's face turned pale. I pulled out my phone and said, "This wedding can't go on. Not after what I've discovered." Then, I read one of their text exchanges aloud. "Liam, last night was amazing. I wish I could be with you instead of her. Jenna, soon, babe. Just get through the wedding." The room fell silent. Gasps echoed around me. Liam tried to grab my phone, stammering, "Wait, let me explain." I stepped back, shaking my head. "Explain what? That you've been sleeping with my sister? That you've been lying to me for months?" "There's nothing to explain." Jenna started crying, shouting something about how I was overreacting, but no one was listening to her anymore. My parents were horrified. My mom started sobbing, and my dad looked like he wanted to disown both of them. I turned to the guests and said, "I'm sorry you all had to see this, but I couldn't let this charade go on. The wedding is off. Please enjoy the food and drinks. Liam and Jenna are paying for everything." Then I walked out. Later, I heard that Jenna tried to make a scene, claiming I was being dramatic and blowing things out of proportion. But the damage was done. Everyone knew the truth, and neither of them could talk their way out of it. It's been a few weeks since that day. I've blocked Liam and Jenna on everything. My family is still reeling, but most of them have sided with me. I'm in therapy now, trying to process the betrayal and rebuild my self-worth. Sometimes I wonder if I went too far by exposing them so publicly. But then I remember the texts, the lies, the utter disregard for my feelings, and I realize they got what they deserved. Reddit, would you have done the same? Or was I wrong to expose them at the altar?